Thank you.
Right when we were in business, now it's saying we don't have enough video. Oh, we just have extra. Oh, you know what? What? What happened? Who gave you so loud?
Now batting, lower fielder number 15, Jack Burton.
We are live at George Anderson Field at Cal Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks, California, as we pick it up in the top of the second inning of the Arroyo Seco Saints taking on the Conejo Oaks. I'm Jared Thompson, with me Alex Naveja. Both starters with clean first innings, so the Saints hit here in the second with one out for Jack Burden in left field. He takes ball one. In the first, Bradshaw struck out to start the game off against Cody Adcock, one of the best pitchers in the CCL, Alex.
Definitely had some great stuff, was able to showcase some of his stuff in the Midsummer Classic at the Showcase game, and the Urban Youth Academy. Was a player that was definitely featured in quite a few social media posts.
He had two strikeouts in the first inning, one of Bradshaw and one of Lewis. A two-out single from Cali was the only thing. And the only hit in the game so far. A clean 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Steyer, the starter for the Saints, in the bottom half of the first, as the count's quickly 3-0 now on Burden. There's strike one, Adcock, making his fifth start of the year. 1.50. He's 3-0. One of those wins against the Saints earlier in the season, in which he went 5 innings and 2 runs in an Oaks 4-3 win. 3-1's in there for a strike, and the count's full.
Saints are going to be looking for a way to rebound from that midweek loss against the Barons, and that put a stop to their conference win streak that they had going on. But they are definitely determined to continue on with this road trip. This will be number 2, then number 3.
Great bounce back by Adcock, gets Burden swinging, and quickly 3 strikeouts for Adcock, and only in the second inning.
Adcock is no joke here in this first inning and 2/3 of work. We saw a ground ball hit right back up to him, and hey, he told the home faithful here, I don't need a glove. He barehanded it himself and flipped it over to first, and everybody in the Oaks dugout just lost their minds. It's definitely a play worth seeing, as he handled it with such great poise.
As you said, the Saints lost last time out to the Barons 7-4. still tied for first in the South Division of the CCL with Santa Barbara. The Saints have been in good form, 8-2 in their last 10 games. As one of their new guys, Jake Cruz, takes strike one. Cruz, only 4 plate appearances so far this year, yet to get his first hit. That's one thing that's interesting about the CCL is players come and go. We've seen some players leave that have had a big impact on where the Saints are today. Cruz, now it's a little shot up to short. It's going to be bobbled. Throw to first in the dirt, and it's picked by Bobo. Did he get it? Yes, he did. For out number 3. A good inning for Adcock, and we'll head to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Raul Sandoval to lead things off for the Oaks in the bottom half of the second. Steyer retired the side in order in the first inning. Back out there, fires a strike to Sandoval, 0-1. Steyer struck out Austin Carrillo and Zach Gregory to end first inning. Steyer comes in with an ERA just under 4. This is his 7th appearance and 6th start of the year. That one's shot to third. Callie can't grab it. That's into left field, a base hit for Sandoval to lead things off in the second. The first hit of the game for the Oaks.
Will definitely be interesting on how they're going to rule that. That was a ground ball that was sharply hit to third. We'll wait and see what the official ruling is. But tip of the cap to Raul Sandoval for being able to square up on the baseball.
Yeah, like you said, one Callie maybe wants to get his body in front of more. Kind of flung out of his glove, couldn't make the play. Now here's Brendan Durfree. Durfree's the catcher, hitting 276. First pitch chopper, that's going to be a base hit to right. Sandoval rounding second on his way to third. Cowden bobbles it in right. And the Oaks, on 3 pitches, are going to have runners on the corner with nobody out.
Trying to get to Tommy Steyer as early as possible, and the pitcher Tommy Steyer really has been on his game lately. This has been the Saints guy that has really been holding down the fort, really been trying to hang on to it because it has so far been a close race in the SoCal division.
Yeah, Edmund Steyer in his first bit of trouble here tonight. Now bring up Brendan Bobo, the first baseman, and really the power bat for the Oaks. Leads the team with 5 home runs. Looking to drive in the game's first run. First pitch, he's swinging and fouls it off 0-1. These teams, pretty even so far playing each other. Oaks have won twice, and the Saints have won twice. The Saints have won the last 2, and by wide margin, one by a score of 12-3 and the other 10-0. Both of the Oaks wins coming by 1 run. Fastball blown by Bobo 0-2. Steyer's yet to pitch against the Oaks. And it won't be easy for the Saints against one of the best pitchers in the CCL.
You've got a nice little pitching duel going on right now with Steyer versus Adcock. These are some top-notch talent here in the SoCal division for sure.
Steyer looking for the strikeout. Fires fastball high, 1-2 to Bobo. The Oaks sit at 15-12, 9-11 in conference play. 5th place in the South Division. That pitch just misses the outside corner. And it counts even at 2-2. Saints at 18-10 and 14-7 in conference play. The 2-2. Off-speed pitch, Bobo fouls it off, and they'll do it again. Bobo at 268, 5 homers, as mentioned before, and 19 RBIs. Leads the team in home runs and RBIs. It's a chance to add to that total. The game's first run 90 feet away.
Definitely a smaller ballpark as compared to Jackie Robinson. The corners 325 and 320.
That one's hit out towards left. Burdens has to go back. That ball's going to keep going. It's going to be a nice catch by Burden. Runner will tag from third. And score. And the Oaks take a 1-0 lead.
Brandon Bobo doing the right thing. Wasn't trying to do a whole lot with that one. Just try to hit something in the deep part of the outfield to allow Raul Sandoval to tag up at third to come in to score. And it's really going to be all about who's going to attack early on to these two horses that are on the bump right now, Tommy Steyer and Cody Adcock. And right now, leave it up to the Conejo Oaks to strike first, especially having the luxury of playing here at home.
And the Oaks strike first, as you said, 1-0 now. Steyer will take the out for the run there in the second inning. And Cody Adcock has himself a lead. Now it's JT Naviak, the shortstop.
Wasn't an easy play for Jack Burden to make out there in the left. That baseball was struck a long way, almost to the left field wall.
That one's popped up. Peyton Lewis behind the plate today running over, and it'll be just out of play. 1-1. Defensively for the Saints, in the outfield going from left to right, Jack Burden, Connor Bradshaw, and Josh Cowden. In the infield, Callie at third, Boning at short, Cobb at second, and McMurray at first with Lewis behind the plate and Steyer on the mound. The 1-1, runner takes off. That's popped up again, and again out of play, 1-2.
Starting to see the Oaks really try to dig in to their signs and seeing how they can move the runner to scoring position. They still have Brandon Durfee taking this lead over at first. Has already tried stealing second, but you could see that the Oaks are really trying to be persistent on the hit and run play.
Not often do you see a catcher looking to run on base paths, but in the CCL we've seen a lot of these teams very aggressive. He doesn't take off there, and again, it's fouled back.
Definitely have been seeing a new species of catchers. They really have been showing off some of the speed. Can't discount any of the catchers that the Saints have as well. We have seen Bo Willis at some point trying to steal some bags. We've even seen Lewis.
There goes Differ again. Pitch outside. Lewis has a cannon. Throw down. Cannot be caught by Cobb. And it's going to be a stolen bag. And it looks like if Cobb catches that, they had him.
I was already gesturing that he's got him, but the throw was a bit out of line. It was definitely a money throw. Just couldn't finish up the job.
Yeah, Lewis has the best arm of all the catchers. We've seen him play in right field and gun a few people out at the plate. And he'll go and talk to Steyer here. It's a 2-2 count on Naviak.
And just showing that diversity behind the plate. You have him as a catcher, then you have him as a right fielder. We have seen him come play at right field and show off the arm that he has. And he does have some outfield assists in his stat line, so don't discount him as far as the arm strength that he has.
as do many of the outfielders for the Saints. We've seen Cowden, who's in right tonight, do it as well. Off-speed pitch, chopped to Callie at third. Looks to runner back, strong throw to first in time for out number 2.
Nice work there by Cowden. Checked runner first at second, see if maybe he had a chance and to see if Durfee was wandering too far off from the bag. But played it smart, throws a strong throw across the diamond to at least get the second out.
That'll bring up the lefty Greg Milhoff. With 2 outs and a runner on second. 1-0 Oaks here in the bottom of the second. First pitch swinging. Chops a foul and 1. The Oaks in a little bit of a homestand. Host the San Luis Obispo Blues tomorrow. Nice pitch there from Steyer. Swung on a miss 0-2. The Saints stay on the road, travel to Santa Barbara tomorrow night. Battle of teams at the top of the division.
It's going to be very exciting for sure. The Saints making that trip over to Santa Barbara the second time this year. And consider it always these two teams making it very interesting, especially the last time that the Foresters went over to Jackie Robinson.
Yep, Drew Callie. The walk-off home run. That one misses. It's 1-2.
As they've been referring him to as Mr. Saint for his resume and his credentials here with Arroyo Seco. Been here for the last 3 seasons.
That one's chopped to the middle. It's going to be a difficult play. Boning running over and makes it. Strong throw to first in time, and Steyer works out of trouble. But the Oaks strike first on a sac fly from Brendan Bobo. And the Conejo Oaks have a 1-0 lead as we go to the 3rd inning. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Top of the 3rd inning, the Saints trail by 1 as Brandon Boning will lead things off, followed by Jackson Cobb and then Connor Bradshaw. As the Saints look to get that run right back off Cody Adcock. Boning comes in, hitting .250. Really been on a tear. Gotten that average up. Was in the low 200s about a month ago and has really worked it back up. And the first pitch from Adcock is in there for a strike. And I think that's one thing that makes the Saints so good is when their offense, it's really the depth of their lineup. It's not every night that it's going to be the top of the order, same guys. Like, obviously you have Bradshaw and Callie who are pretty consistent, but it could be nights where Boning and Cobb at the bottom of the order are the ones providing your offense.
And that's the thing about Coach Milam. He does such an excellent work just putting some of his best base runners in the bottom part of the lineup to use it as Another leadoff guy, Boning and Cobb. I love that 1-2 punch in the bottom half of the lineup, and Boning really has been getting better with the bat.
That one's popped up. Naviak going out and shallow short. It's going to be the second baseman to come over and make the catch. Play by Grant Smith for out number 1.
And Boning's starting to look a little better with the bat despite that pop out. He has been coming in, had somewhat of a small hitting streak going on, had a 3-game hitting streak going on, and definitely the slugging numbers has been going up as well as far as getting some of those doubles as well. And here's a guy that's not going to see too much pop out of his bat as far as getting doubles and triples and home runs, but he could definitely get you on base.
First pitch to Jackson Cobb's outside for a ball, 1-0. Cobb's another guy at 320. And really in that 9th spot, just as used as like another leadoff guy down there at the bottom of the order. That pitch outside 2-0. He draws a lot of walks. Very patient hitter. See if we can get on for the Saints top of the order.
Definitely possesses some great speed as well. Once you have Cobb be able to get on, you have Connor Bradshaw in the on-deck circle who can do some damage as well.
2-1 to Cobb. Adcock winds and fires. Off-speed pitch. Cobb comes up empty. 2-2. Adcock's completing his first time through the order. He's got 3 strikeouts, the 1 hit coming from Drew Calley. Oaks lead 1-0 here in the top of the 3rd. 2-2. Outside, and the count's full. Cobb with 1 home run and 13 RBIs. Full count pitch. Is hit out towards right. Back goes the right fielder call. Back to the track, to the wall, and that ball's gone! Jackson Cobb ties the game up with a solo shot. His 2nd of the year, and we're all squared at 1.
That baseball didn't look like it was going to go very far, especially considering the contact that he put on it. That ball continued to carry on all the way right field. 320 down the line, but leave it to Jackson Cobb to come up with a long ball. That is number 2 of the year for Jackson Cobb.
Yeah, like you said, taking advantage of that short wall in right field, only 320. And he turned on that off-speed pitch, and we're all tied at 1. As now Bradshaw stands in, and he shoots that to left for a base hit. And back-to-back hits here for the Saints. We'll bring up McMurray.
I think part of it that has to do with it as well was the day off that Jackson Cobb received on Wednesday. You get a day off on Wednesday, you get a day off on Thursday. His battery is fully charged up right about now, and he's ready to do some damage just like he did in his first at-bat, tying up the ball game. And this is the guy that, if you ask me, his battery is fully juiced if you compare it to the rest of the team.
Yeah, definitely a guy when he's out there is giving it his all and provides a lot of energy. As here's McMurray. He's first pitch swinging as well, and that one's fouled back. 0-1. McMurray, someone the Oaks don't like to play. McMurray's 7 for 11 against the Oaks this year with 3 RBIs coming into today.
And very interesting to see McMurray getting a start at second on Wednesday against the Academy Barons. Had a couple of baseballs hit his way. Got 2 opportunities to turn 2 double plays. Unfortunately, the first one wasn't able to turn it. There was a great base runner that was able to beat him out. No throw attempt, but the second one was able to knock it down 6-4-3.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We're talking about Peyton Lewis, who can play catcher in the outfield. All the Saints infielders can really play all over. We've seen Calley go from third. We've seen him over at short.
Got that start against the San Diego Waves. We saw Cowley at short, and he made it look so easy, made it look so smooth. He got Got a couple of grounders hit his way, but you know what? There's a very good shortstop for the Saints at the moment, Brandon Boney. He has been just coming up with a highlight clinic with the leather that he has.
Yeah, and at Cal Poly Pomona, that's where Drew Cali plays. He's more familiar with shortstop throughout college. Obviously coming here and being pretty much the everyday third baseman.
Just makes it look so easy.
0-2 to McMurray. Runner on first, 1 out. Pitch. Runner takes off. It's low. Throw down. It's going to be in time. Ball's dropped. And Bradshaw's got a stolen base.
Tell you one thing. If he hung on to it, he was definitely going to be out. The throw was on the money there. Durfee just showing it off right behind the plate. And it's going to be a showdown between both catchers today. Lewis versus Durfee. Both of these guys have got great arms behind the dish, but you know what? Both of these teams, they don't care. They don't care who's behind the plate. They are still here to rob bases.
Absolutely, and stolen back for each team so far in this game. Like you said, Durfee, a fantastic throw. Would have had Bradshaw gun, but it could not be held on, similar to the Saints. McMurray, a little dribbler to second. Smith's got it, throws over for out number 2. Meanwhile, Bradshaw runs over, and now the stolen bag prevented a double play. And that brings up the Saints' best hitter, and Cali with a 2-out RBI chance.
And we were talking about it before the broadcast. We were talking about how we love to see directional hitting, and the righty stick, Jake McMurray, able to hit that one the other way over on the right side of the field. It resulted in an out, but the ultimate game plan was to move Bradshaw into third. And now you put the pressure on Durfee, and you also put the pressure on Cody Adcock on the bump. He's going to think twice about throwing a breaking ball in the lower half of the zone, and something in the dirt as well. Doesn't want to let any wild pitches go through the wickets and allow Bradshaw to come in to score.
Drew Cali got a hit in the first inning. If he gets another one here, he'll give the Saints the lead. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Adcock in his first bit of trouble here. Solo shot from Jackson Cobb, his second of the year, tied the game at 1. Connor Bradshaw stands on third, represents the go-ahead run. 2-0. Fouled back. A little tardy on the fastball. It's 2-1.
Going back to that stolen base by Connor Bradshaw, that is his 5th of the year. And with that, he is now tied up with a trio of Saints joining the company of Boning, Cobb, Cowley, and also with Jack Burden.
Yeah, Cooper Elliott. That one's a ball. Cooper Elliott led the Saints in stolen bags. Had a lot of them.
Very unfortunate to see him go down the way that he did.
Yeah, we know he's fighting the injury bug, even with the Saints before the CCL game. Cali foul tip cannot be held on, and it's 3-2.
And every player, whenever you get stung by the injury bug, you're always trying to find a way, hey, I want to be back on the field. I do not like to be missing out. And a lot of guys, they start to say, hey, you know what, I'm fine, I'm okay, but they're still dealing with the injury. And the best thing to do is just go through with the injury, stay on the DL.
Yeah, sometimes they try to rush it. Cali goes the other way. It's slicing foul, and it'll go foul. Yeah, like you said, sometimes you see some of the players try to rush it, think they're okay when they're really not. Not saying that's what happened with Elliott, but we've seen it before. A key piece gone for the Saints, but it happens to most of the teams in the CCL, as we said. Players come in and out all the time. You have to deal with it. So it makes it a true championship team, and the Saints have trying to move on without him, and it's full again here with Cali. The pitch. Fouled back. Good battle here by Cali.
And championship teams, it's all about working with the players that you have. I know at times it gets very tough with other teams also getting new faces and coming up with reinforcements. But you know what? The Saints coming up with some very crucial reinforcements, getting the arm from APU.
That one's down the first base line. Foul again.
getting an arm from APU and Corey Shepard. They've got Rashad Ruff coming from Coppin State. Got some more Division I guys that recently just made their Saints debut on Wednesday. They got Tommy Castillo from Long Beach State, also an Aztec. I know you're very familiar with the Mountain West Conference with Jay Cruz as the designated hitter today. Still looking for his first Saints hit.
This will be the 9th pitch of that bat to Callie. 3-2 again. That's low. Great at bat by Drew Callie again. And he'll take first. And the runners are on the corners now for Peyton Lewis.
You took the words perfectly right out of my mouth right there. Drew Callie able to come up with an excellent at-bat, winning it. That's what it's all about. You could put up a great at-bat, and you could lose it. And at the end of the day, it's not going to mean a thing, despite the pitch count going up. But Drew Callie gets a 2-out base on balls here, and it's going to be something that's going to be very interesting. That is a cardinal rule in baseball. Never want to walk anybody with the leadoff guy, or you never want to walk a guy with 2 outs. So committing the cardinal sin, and most importantly, the Saints, probably one of the best teams with hitting with 2 outs.
Absolutely. It's been their specialty all year. And you mentioned the pitch count. When you face a top pitcher in any league, like Cody Adcock here in the CCL, it's you can't go in obviously expecting to score 10 runs. So a lot of it is working that pitch count out. Get him out of the game after 5 innings. Get to the bullpen, get to those different arms, and you can start to do damage. And it was a fantastic at bat by Callie, and let's see if they can score some runs. Lewis here come up with a big 2-out hit as there's a Milam. Head coach Aaron Milam went over to talk to third base coach and Bradshaw. As Adcock's been on that mound here in the top of the 3rd for a while.
Seems like it's been a very long inning. He's faced off against 5 hitters already here in the top of the 3rd. Now he's got to go through the middle part of the lineup. It's 2 outs, and if you ask me, every pitch is a meaningful pitch with 2 outs against the Saints.
Yep, he struck out Lewis to end the 1st inning. He's looking to do the same here in the 3rd. First pitch. Lewis swinging, fouls it off 0-1.
Went down swinging in a very unorthodox way. Went down swinging, but Durfee wasn't sure if he should have applied the tag or not, and they had to. There was a bit of an exchange with the umpires asking if he swung. Yes, he did, and it still took a while for Durfee to come up with a tag at that moment.
The 0-1 pitch from Adcock. Right there, strike 2. And Adcock's just one of those guys you really don't want to fall behind and have 2 strikes against 0-2, 1-2 counts. As the filth he has with 2 strikes to put you away is dangerous. See if Lewis can battle back here.
The off-speed pitch is somewhere where he's going to go with 2 strikes, definitely against Peyton Lewis.
Pitch. It's a fastball, and Lewis hits that to center. Sandoval looks under it and will make the catch for out number 3. But the Saints tie the game thanks to a solo shot from Jackson Cobb. It's 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd.
The right fielder, number 10, Hunter Call.
All tied up as we start the bottom of the third inning. Hunter Call, the right fielder, number 9 hitter for the Oaks, will lead things off against Tommy Steyer. Steyer allowed back-to-back base hits to lead off the second, but worked out of it after only allowing one. The Saints immediately came back and tied the game thanks to a Jackson Cobb solo home run. First pitch to Call is low, ball 1. As mentioned before, this is the 5th meeting between the Saints and the Oaks. Both teams have won 2 games. They'll play one more time on August 1st. Final regular season game of the season. That one's fouled back, 1-1.
I think at this point, they're really just trying to have that bragging right. Hey, we've won more. Being dead even at 2-2 with both of these teams, the Saints. Starting off against the Conejo Oaks, as you mentioned, just a 1-run difference between the two in the first 2 meetings. But right after that, the Saints were able to get their act together, especially that 10-0 shutout.
Beautiful curveball there from Steyer, 1-2. And yeah, that's honestly shows how tough the CCL is. I mean, we saw the Barons, who are in last place, beat the Saints last night. And it's something Aaron Milam has talked to his team about, is just because you're in first place, just because the standings say that, doesn't mean everything's going to come easy. That one's popped up. Looks playable for McMurray. Down just by the dugout. Can't make the play. Just outside the fence. He almost robbed a foul ball.
Whoo, that's bringing back San Luis Obispo play. That was definitely one that looked like the last time that the Saints were there at San Luis Obispo, not on Sunday, but on a Friday. There was a pop-up right next to first, close to the bullpen for the Blues. Made a robbing grab there in foul territory. Looked like he was going to reciprocate that.
1-2 now to Call. Fastball just high, 2-2. But as I was saying, is not to get too comfortable. All these teams, anyone can beat anyone in this league. As we've seen, the Saints have lost twice to the Barons this year. They've lost twice to the Oaks, and those are the 2 teams at the bottom right now of the South Division.
And they've got loads of talent, as our reporter Gianna was the one that gave us all the information as far as what was going on in the huddle, as far as Coach Milan telling them, hey, we can't always win the games. We had a nice 9-game stretch, but it's better for us to lose now, learn from our mistakes, and move forward. So once again, thank you, Gianna, for that info.
And that one misses, and it'll be a leadoff walk here to start the bottom of the third.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 15, Grant.
Not what you want to do to lead off an inning.
Cardinal rule of baseball, never walk the leadoff guy. We'll have to wait and see how Steyer rebounds from this walk.
Here comes leadoff man Grant Smith. He grounded out to Boning to start the game for the Oaks. Steyer looking for another ground ball right here. Pickoff attempt, but Call gets back. See how aggressive Hunter Call is on the base paths. A lot of teams aggressive against the Saints as well. Another throw over. Close, but calls back.
Very close. Have to say, this has to be mentioned at a Hunter Call. You can see the way he's taking his lead over at first. He's already leaning towards second and already somewhat giving away that he could be taking off over to second.
Another throw over. He's back. Yeah, you said kind of like an open stance a little bit, it looks like. Opening his front foot up.
The hands as well, already ready to take off to second as soon as Steyer delivers the first pitch.
And obviously Steyer taking note of that. He's yet to throw a pitch now to Smith. And there he goes, Call. Pitch, taken for a strike. Throw down a little high, and Call is in there with a stolen bag. And that's a difficult one if you're Tommy Steyer. You almost know he's taking off. You throw over, and then the first pitch, he swipes second.
Throw was a little too high there by Peyton Lewis. Maybe not the best one that he delivered, but I have to still give it to the middle infield, still coming up with the tag, and it's always the best thing to do. Even if the throw is offline, keep the tag on. Sometimes runners will overslide the bag, they'll miss it, and they're in no man's land, and you're able to come up with a tag, and there you go, you got the out.
Now Steyer trying to work out of a runner in scoring position with nobody out as it 0-2 on Grant Smith. Grant Smith hitting 263. The 0-2 is off speed. Little dribbler to Cobb. He charges, and it's off his glove. A routine play cannot be made. And it's an error on Jackson Cobb, and the runner's on the corners now with nobody out.
That's a play that Jackson Cobb gets every day of the week, and looks like it's just not one of those days for Cobb. But do you forgive him the error that he committed with the home run that he hit? Well, we'll have to wait and see what the rest of the inning has in store.
That's a play Cobb will tell anyone he should have made, a routine play, charging on it. Just tried to scoop it with the glove and scooped it, flipped it right out. But that'll bring up Carrillo. He struck out his first time. There's definitely a strikeout Steyer wants to get again here. Carrillo. Smith on first. Call on third. Nobody out. Oaks trying to retake their lead. It's a bunt. That's going to get down. McMurray's going to let it dribble foul. 0-1.
Definitely too much spin on the baseball there. Looked like, at least from our angle, was going to stay fair, and it would have been a dandy that was going to go right down the line. But that's a very smart play there by McMurray, letting it roll foul.
Do you like the idea of a bunt there, Alex?
Well, they're definitely trying to catch the Saints defense off balance, trying to give them something out of the ordinary as opposed to trying to continue to get RBIs like that. Trying to come up with a squeeze play, not necessarily a bad idea. It all comes down to the execution part of the game.
As well as McMurray holding on as well. Cowley creeping in at third. The 0-1, fastball blown right by him. And quickly 0-2, and this would be a big strikeout for Steyer. Zach Gregory, the left fielder's on deck.
Safe to say that you can throw the squeeze play out the window now.
Now let's see if Steyer, usually with 2 strikes, he goes for a strikeout pitch. He has that off-speed pitch where he goes a little sidearm with the throw. It's what he did against Smith, and then Smith reached on the air by Cobb. Let's see. He tends to go a little sidearm on an off-speed pitch with 2 strikes. Let's see if he goes back to it 0-2 or goes back to the fastball, which you just blew by Carrillo.
Likes to change up the arm slot to throw out the timing of the hitters, and looks like it's proving itself that it's working right now against the Oaks.
It is the fastball taken high. Runner takes off. Throw it down for Lewis. Not in time. And 3 stolen bags in 3 innings so far for the Oaks.
Really surprised that Lewis even let loose on the throw there, and Hunter Call staying put at third all the way. You would maybe expect him maybe to take an aggressive secondary lead, think about booking it, but Boning, his attention was majority at the plate.
Infield now come in for the Saints. The double play ball is now out of it. Carrillo trying to get a ball deep enough in the outfield to give the Oaks the lead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch from Steyer. It is outside 2-2.
They could still look for a double play. They'll definitely look to go home, then the toss going over to first. So expect Lewis to be a part of the double play if it's a ground ball that's hit straight to the defense.
The leadoff walk is what started this. And now calls on third. Still nobody out. Smith on second. A walk and an error is how the Oaks have gotten these base runners on. 2-2 to Carrillo. Chopper to first. McMurray picks it. Runner stays at third. Great job by Steyer McMurray, and Carrillo is retired for out number 1. Big out there for Steyer. That brings up Gregory with the infield staying in for the Saints.
Very smart idea there, and keeping the baseball in front of him was still able to get an out of it, kept both runners in scoring position there. Now you've got the middle part of the order due up, so still not quite out of the woods.
Steyer struck out Gregory in the first inning. Look for another one here. Good play by McMurray at first as well. Not an easy pick down there. First pitch, ball, 1-0. Bottom of the third, 1-1 is the score. Steyer looking to work out of trouble. Second and third and one out for the Oaks. The 1-0. Check swing. It's called strike anyways, 1-1. Gregory's got 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. RBIs 12 and 13. Both in scoring position for him. One ball, one strike. Off speed pitch. Good pitch, but taken maybe a little low and inside, 2-1.
Definitely.
Go on.
Definitely go out. He's trying to target that low and inside part of the plate, especially to a lefty. That's usually a very tough part of the plate for a lefty to be able to get into, if you ask me.
Two one. That misses outside, 3-1. Dangerous count now here on Gregory. Dangerous pitch from Steyer, 3-1 count. Catches the inside corner. Gregory thought it was ball 4. Home plate up. Says it caught the corner and the count's full.
Got to have a lot of confidence to be able to hit the inside part of the plates like that, just like Tommy Steyer did. And that's what it's all about. You got to have confidence anywhere that you're really trying to attack. And if you can try to get your best pitch here, probably be the best idea.
Full count pitch. Off speed. Got him swinging. Another big strikeout for Steyer. Strikes out Gregory for the second time tonight, and now there's 2 gone.
Definitely going to help them get through the inning there with that big strikeout. Defense is going to be able to play back to their normal position. Still have runners at the runners at scoring position.
We saw that breaking ball miss for a ball when Gregory took it earlier in the at-bat. Throws it again. Gregory couldn't take that one. And he's out number 2. And from second to third with nobody out, the Oaks are in danger of leaving the runner stranded. Raul Sandoval singled on a shot to third. That one under Callie's glove his first time as he takes strike 1. The 0-1. He got under it. Shallow left. Boning just on the edge of the outfield grass is under it. And will make the catch. And Tommy Steyer works out of it. Gets out of a jam, and we're through 3, all tied up at 1. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.
The right fielder, number 27, Josh Cowden.
Josh Cowden will lead things off for the Saints in the top of the fourth. A 1-1 game, and Cody Adcock back out there for his fourth inning of work. Cowden takes the ball. He flew out to the left to lead off the second inning. The Saints made Adcock throw a lot of pitches last inning. Looking to do the same here in the fourth. And it's a good start as Cowden's ahead 2-0. Cowden from BYU. In 318 with 2 homers and 17 RBIs. 2-0, shot to second. Great play by Smith as he catches it on the line drive for out number 1. Wow, that was a rocket.
Grant Smith really only had one shot to be able to make that. That gets past him, and that's going to be a leadoff single, but Grant Smith hitting the deck, the glove following him through it, and before the baseball even meets the grass or even the infield dirt, was able to make the grab.
Now to bring up Jack Burden. Burden struck out. First pitch, little dribbler. It's be made by Bobo on the backhand flip over to Adcock. Did he touch the bag? He did. I thought he missed the bag. He did not, and that's quickly out number 2.
You see, Bobo is showing off the range there over at first, having to run towards second, make a backhanded play, the flip over to Cody Adcock. At that point, you know it's going to turn into a foot race, Jack Burden versus Cody Adcock, and it was Adcock who ended up winning it.
I don't think people realize how difficult that is for pitchers to run over first. That's why they practice it so much in spring training in the major leagues, and then they have to practice that so much because it's not easy. You're obviously looking at the ball trying to catch and maintain where your awareness of where you're going to touch the bag, and good job there by Adcock, and quickly 2 outs, and here's Cruz.
And it ultimately comes down to the toss from the first baseman as well. You have to throw the baseball at first, so that way the pitcher runs through the bag, and as he's running through the bag, he's able to make the catch with the baseball, so he records the out.
Yeah,
definitely tough.
One of those things where you throw it to where he's going, not exactly where he's at.
Think about it as a quarterback. Quarterback, you want to throw the football over to the receiver where he's going to be at, and it's the same concept when you're a first baseman and you want to make that flip over to first for the pitcher.
Cruz ahead in the count, 2-0. Big swing from the DH, and it's fouled out of play, 2-1. Cruz, big lefty from San Diego State. Second Aztec now on the Saints roster.
I'm sure him and Daniel Richardson have already made their acquaintance with each other. Exciting to see another Aztec. We only had one on the team.
Yeah, Richardson transferring now in the transfer portal. They obviously had last year together and now this summer with the Saints. And good job by Adcock to work it back, and now counts even, 2-2.
It's a nice little two-way piece for the Saints. Can also get you some innings on the mound.
Wind up in the pitch. Fouled back. You mentioned before the game an interesting comp with Jake Cruz being Cody Bellinger. And ever since you said that, I can't not see it. Especially with the follow through. He has that kind of that uppercutish swing that Bellinger has, and to me it's a really good comp, and it'd be great for the Saints if he can produce like Bellinger has for the Dodgers in the past too.
The past Cody Bellinger right now, he is on a very bad slump, hitting below the Mendoza line right now, but he has that left-handed stance and the load. It's the load, the getting the hands back and the swing. The back swing is everything. That it just looks like Cody Bellinger.
Full count. Off speed and a big cut, but he comes up empty. Adcock strikes out Cruz for out number 3. And we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Still all tied up at 1. Bottom of the fourth inning, Brendan Durfee, Brendan Bobo, and JT Naviak do up for the Oaks with Tommy Steyer looking for a quick inning after 2 innings in a row of a lot of pitches and a lot of traffic on the base paths. He fires strike 1.
Steyer had such a good first inning, was able to strike out 2 of the 3 batters that he faced off against to start up the ball game against these Oaks hitters. But ever since then, he has been dealing with some serious traffic on the base path.
Now Steyer's done a good job getting out of those jams, but looking for an inning just like that first inning, and just like we saw Adcock get in the top half of the fourth, much needed 1-2-3 inning for him. See if Steyer can do the same with 5, 6, and 7 hitters. The 0-2 pitch, fastball way high. It's 1-2. Durfee singled on a chopper to right field and has 1 of the 3 stolen bags for the Oaks so far in this game. One, 2. Barely got a piece of that one. And they'll do it again.
Not entirely sure how he
I was
even got
gonna say.
that. That was low and inside, and I'm talking about just inches from going to the dirt. He got the bat head down there, and that's pretty tough to do, to be able to get the bat head down that low.
Especially on a fastball. That was coming in fast down there. I don't know. Like you said, that looked like it hit the end of the bat. Lucky to get a piece, and it'll be 1-2 again. Pitch from Steyer. That one's hit out towards right, shallow. Cowden coming in, and it's going to be Bradshaw to make the catch. Cowden slid to his knees, but Bradshaw made the catch for out number 1.
That was going to be a tough play to make, but the good thing is this outfield for the Saints are able to cover a lot of ground. As a center fielder, you do get first priority as far as fly balls are concerned, and Bradshaw showing off the communication and the range there, calling off his right fielder, Cowden, but I do like the fact that Cowden still gave it 100% effort on it and slid to, first of all, avoid the collision with Bradshaw, and at the same time, the intent was still there in case to back up the play.
Brendan Bobo stands in and fouls off the first one 0-1. That one misses outside 1-1. Bobo had the sac fly. Driving in the Oaks' only run of the game. And his team leading 20th RBI. And that one's outside 2-1. Steyer, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk so far as we play the bottom of the fourth. Two one. Bobo rips that one down the right field line. Foul. Way out in front, 2-2. One thing, Alex, I will say I'm not a big fan of is both teams wearing the same exact colored jersey.
That was an observation that you and reporter Gianna made. Gianna was the one that said, hey, both teams wearing the navy blues today. The only way you could be able to tell is you look at the side of the jerseys today, and you look at the Conejo Oaks with their jerseys written across the chest and along the side of the sleeves, and the Saints, you see the Saints logo on the left chest.
I mean, at least we got the Oaks in white pants and the Saints in some gray pants. All the Saints also with the high socks. And that pitch, Bobo fouls off, and the count remains 2-2.
The high socks. Always like the pants up look, and I always like the stripes on the socks as well.
Are you a fan of the stirrup socks?
Absolutely.
Really?
I always wore stirrups when I played. Granted, I was always the guy that would get on base. I wasn't a guy that was very overpowering in the batter's box. I was a guy that would get on base with a drag bunt or an infield single or hit one to the outfield and rob you a couple of bases.
2-2, fastball blown by Bobo. Another strikeout for Steyer. That's his 4th. And quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
That was a fastball upstairs, just trying to show off the velocity and see, can Bobo really touch my fastball up? No shot of him being able to get the bat head up there. 2 gone.
And that brings up JT Naviak. And that's what is so deadly about Tommy Steyer is he likes to work the bottom of the zone. So the Oaks players obviously want him to get the pitches up. And that pitch was a little too high up. Naviak bloops that one to left. Burden running over. It's down the line. It's going to draw for a hit. Naviak on his way to second is going to make a hard break and head back to first. But a bloop base hit for Naviak, and the Oaks trying to start a 2-out rally here.
Ultimately, he put it in the spot where nobody was even going to be able to make a catch on. It was in the no man's land right down the third base line. Burden was playing far from the line, definitely playing closer to center than he was there on the line. Really no chance of him being able to make that play.
Greg Meloff will come up. He grounded out to end the second inning. First pitch, he's swinging as well. 0-1. Now let's see how aggressive the Oaks are with Naviak on the base paths. I think they'll be very aggressive, not only being 3 for 3 today in stolen bags, but with 2 outs.
Hey, why not? If you're successful 3 for 3 on the base paths, see if you can go 4 for 4. Really put the test on Peyton Lewis.
Steyer very aware of that throw over, but Naviak's back in time. Some arms getting loose in the Saints bullpen. Looks like Christopher Stamos throw in. There goes Naviak. Lewis throw down. A little high. What a tag by Brandon Boning. An acrobatic play by Brandon Boning to snag the throw from Lewis. And a high tag on Naviak. And the Saints get out of it, catching Naviak stealing. We head to the 5th inning, still tied at 1 apiece.
Today's raffle is a 50-50.
Cody Adcock back out there for the 5th inning, as you'll get the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Saints, led off by Brandon Boning, who popped out his first time up. First pitch goes the other way, to right. Back goes the right fielder, back to the track, to the wall, and it's off the wall. Boning into second with a double. Man, that ball carried to that short fence in right field. Called jumped, couldn't make the catch, and Boning with a leadoff double.
The Saints having the pop to hitting it to the right field wall. He thought that he got a hold of it, was still trotting around the bag, stared at it the whole entire time, was hoping, hey, just a little higher, but just did not have enough of the oomph to be able to go over the wall. But, hey, can't ask for anything better. You get a runner in scoring position to start up an inning.
Well, in this stadium, that's where you want to hit the ball. It's to right field. That ball carried further and further. Call kept going back as far as he could, and just misses off the wall. Saints are in business with a leadoff double, and here's the guy who hit it over the fence out there in right field his first time up. It's Cobb. He shows bunt this time, but can't get it down. 0-1. Brandon Boning just missing his first home run of the summer. Little Oppo pop, as you mentioned. See if Cobb now. I like the idea of the bunt, just trying to get him over to third here with Bradshaw on deck.
So Brandon Boning has a double in the last 2 games that he's played in. Also has a double on Wednesday against the Barons. And Boning went 1 for 4 in his start, but he was playing in the 2 spot in the lineup. So a very different spot for him, but responded well with the first at-bat with a double. So back-to-back games with extra bases.
Yeah, we mentioned before, starting to swing the hot bat is Brandon Boning. As a little meeting on the mound for Adcock, who in a little bit of trouble again. Don't know how much longer. He went 5 innings exactly his 1 outing before against the Saints as he looks Boning back to second. So top of the 5th inning, 1-1 the score. Leadoff double for Brandon Boning has him on second with nobody out for Jackson Cobb. Cobb counts for the only run for the Saints so far, a solo home run back in inning number 3. That one's a liner to left. That's a base hit. Boning coming around third. They're going to wave him. The throw in from left field. Cut off, and the Saints take the lead. Jackson Cobb, an RBI single. And the Saints have a 2-1 lead.
Jackson Cobb is swinging a mean bat right now, 2 for 2. This time getting another RBI on the day. Cobb really getting the job done with the bats, and I think we can forgive him from the error that he committed early on in the game.
Yeah, especially with Steyer working out of that jam. But Jackson Cobb going the other way, which we always love to see. Also takes second on the throw. So Cobb and Boning switch places. And with the Saints now having a 2-1 lead, that was their 5th hit. And here's the top of the order now, Connor Bradshaw. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. It's in there for a strike anyway, zone 1.
I love the heads-up base running as well there for Jackson Cobb. He knew the throw was going to be going to the plate, but by that time, Bobo was trying to cut it off. He does, but Cobb, he was running out of the plate, was looking for that additional bag, and honestly, that is base running 101. Getting the job done, seeing where the throw goes.
And it's going to be a balk. Yeah, he was looking. Cobb was dancing out there. Naviak went over to second to possibly do a pickoff, and now the head coach for the Oaks is going to come out. But they call it a balk, and Cobb will go stand on third.
Mental mistake there by Cody Adcock. The Saints really trying to capitalize in these mistakes. Bottom half of the order getting it done, and now trying to toss it up to Connor Bradshaw and expect the coach for the Oaks to get his money's worth.
Going back to that Cobb base hit, the shortstop Naviak, because Boning was on second, was playing a little bit more up the middle. Cobb realizing the big hole in between third and short, and he went that way.
Beating the shift.
Yep. We see the shift so much, especially in the big leagues. You go to a game, almost every hitter has some type of shift on them, and it's insane.
You look at the big left-handed hitters, and you see almost everybody playing on the right side of the field. We even see a second, third baseman playing in shallow right. Almost like another outfielder that you have there.
They rover out there and right, the third baseman does.
And you see sometimes you'll see that big lefty drop a bunt. And it's up to the pitcher to come after it and make a strong throw over to first, which isn't easy. It really comes down to the athletic pitchers to make those plays. So we're seeing it a lot, but as a hitter, you're a great hitter if you can beat the shift and hit it where the defense is not and make them think twice.
The umpire's having a long conversation here, talking about this balk. If the ruling on the field was a balk, if that stands, Bradshaw will be up with a runner on third, nobody out. And they're going to come talk to Aaron Milam. I think they might put him back on second. Cobb still standing on third. So Cobb was put back at second. Bradshaw swinging first pitch, grounded to first. Will get Cobb over to third with 1 out now. But meanwhile, there's a long umpire break resulting in head coach Aaron Milan for the Saints getting ejected. He was not happy with them moving Cobb back over to second. But we resume play now. Cobb gets over to third on the ground out from Bradshaw, 3 unassisted for out number 1. So now McMurray, still only 1 out. Infield in for the Oaks. If we can get a fly ball deep enough, the Saints could get that third run of the game. Alex, head coach Aaron Milan, not happy.
He was letting the umpires know that he saw an illegal motion over there at second. Definitely agreed with the balk call as well and was not happy with it being such a close game as well. It's just a 1-run difference between the two. 90 feet makes a world of a difference, especially where this game is going right now. Damage has been done here in this inning. Definitely going to be looking for some more.
Now it looks like some chirping from McMurray. And possibly Adcock on the mound and McMurray chirping, or maybe the coach that came out for the Oaks chirping a little bit with McMurray. The umpires had to come out. As this is, we were talking, you mean Gianna, at the break of this, kind of feeling like a playoff type game, a little bit of that atmosphere, and it's gone a little chippy here. Now both the head coach for the Oaks and Schmidt, pitching coach for the Saints, will come out, obviously Milan being ejected, to talk to the umpires again here, as this game is really getting a little chippy here.
The emotions are getting very high between these two programs. The Blue is letting them know, hey, we are not having this. If you're going to talk to somebody, keep it to talking to your own team. We're not going to be having the Conejo Oaks to speak with the Saints, and especially with what's been brewing here in this inning. Gotta say, a very interesting fifth.
Yeah, I mean, this fifth inning's been pretty insane. A few stoppages. Nonetheless, 3 of the 4 hitters for the Saints have gotten hits in this inning off Adcock. The Oaks went and talked to him. Going to leave him in the game. And it just doesn't look like the pitching coach for the St. Schmidt is too happy.
Letting him know, hey, make sure the Oaks players are talking to their own players. Let's keep it that way throughout the game. It looks like the Blues are making sure to manage that situation.
Anyways, through all of that, it'll bring up Drew Cowley. Cowley singled and walked. And 2 good at-bats. 9 pitch at-bat his last time. McMurray's on first. 1 out. Throw over. McMurray gets back. Drew Cowley, Mr. Consistent for the Saints all year long. First pitcher, Adcock. Right there for a strike, going 1.
You almost got to wonder, with all of the pauses going on right now, does it throw off Adcock? But it doesn't look like he's really phased after throwing that first pitch strike. It'll be something that we have to keep an eye out on.
0-1. Fouled back, 0-2. 1 out in the inning. It came on Bradshaw's ground out. A lot has happened in this inning, including the Saints head coach getting thrown out, but the Saints have scored 2 runs as well, taking 3-1 lead. The 0-2. Cowley stays alive.
Something worth mentioning about Drew Cowley. Came into this game with a 17-game hitting streak. Now already has a single here in this one. Now will make it 18. And this guy just continues to play in 6th gear from the first inning.
And I don't want to say this. I don't know how factual this is, but I'm almost pretty sure he almost has a hit in every game that he starts. I know he's lost. Oh, that one's thrown to the backstop. McMurray will take second with ease. And Adcock gives McMurray a free base. On the wild pitch, Counts also 1-2 on Cali, but I know Cali had a long hitting streak at the beginning of the season that he lost because he pinched hit in a game coming off the bench. Other than that, every game he started, he's gotten a hit, and that's really remarkable. And from a guy from Cal Poly Pomona,
Definitely makes the game of baseball look very easy for sure. And to add on to the facts that you were talking about, June 25th at the Academy went 0 for 1 with a pinch hit.
and he's called strike 3 there. He did not like the call there. Might have been low and inside. Nonetheless, Cali goes to the dugout for out number 2.
Just a nice location there for Cody Adcock. Attacking these left-handed hitters, able to pound the zone and getting them on the inside or even the low and inside part of the plate.
And I bring up Peyton Lewis. Lewis has struck out and flown out in his 2 at-bats. He's left 3 runners on base, trying not to leave McMurray stranded on second. And he crushes that one, but he turned on it. Well foul down the rail field line, but with that short wall, that would have been long gone.
Safe to say, Adcock shouldn't throw anything inside to Peyton Lewis. He is ready to strike anything on the inner half.
Absolutely, he has quick hands. He can turn on it. Lewis has 1 home run. It was a grand slam earlier in the season. McMurray on second, 2 outs. Likely Adcock's last inning, potentially last batter. Pitch just misses 1-1. After this little 5th inning of chirpiness, you start to hear the fans a little bit more involved.
It's definitely always whenever brouhahas break out, you always expect the fans to get a little more engaged. You see them being locked into the game. It adds a little more significance to the game.
That curveball looked well inside from my view, but it was called a strike. Potentially a very similar pitch to the one that Cali just struck out on. Nonetheless, it's 1-2 on Lewis. Adcock looking for his 5th strikeout of the game. The 1-2. Inside and in the dirt, Lewis chased it. Durfee's going to have to throw it on to first. He does for out number 3. So a lot happening in the top half of the 5th. But none more important than the Saints striking for 2 runs as they take a 3-1 lead going to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. After all that, Tommy Steyer back on the mound for the bottom of the 5th. Now with a 3-1 lead. First time the Saints have led. He'll get the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Oaks. Greg Melhaff to lead things off, followed by Hunter Call and Grant Smith as first pitch is ball 1. Alex, you said before you're interested to see Tommy come out here for the 5th.
We don't get to see a whole lot of guys come in for a 5th inning of work.
That one's popped up in the foul territory, and a great play over there by Drew Cowley. Kind of took everyone for shock that he caught that. He made that a play, running over the shoulder in foul territory for a quick and easy out number 1.
A very difficult play there. Cowley looking like an outfielder right there with an over-the-head grab. Did not give up on the play. He knew that the baseball was going to be staying inside of foul territory. Didn't give up on it, and at this point, you need to capitalize on outs when they're presented in front of you.
That'll bring up Hunter Call. He walked to lead off the 3rd inning, was stranded on 3rd as he takes strike 1. We saw Stamos and Tommy Hannon thrown out in the bullpen. We'll see how short the leash is now for Steyer. That one's outside 1-1.
Could be described as just very easy catch right now. Nothing, no one's really taking a knee. No one has catcher's gear on. They're just throwing, staying loose in case if Steyer needs to back up.
1-1. Got Call swinging out in front of it, 1-2. Steyer only faced 3 batters last inning. Struck out a man, got a fly out, and let up a single, but Peyton Lewis and Brandon Boning got Naviak stealing the end of the inning. The 1-2, curveball's a beauty, strike 3 looking. Beautiful curveball there from Steyer. And Call is out number 2 via the strikeout. And here comes Grant Smith.
And Tommy Steyer, he's got plenty of gas still in the tank, has not shown any signs of slowing down. If you really want to look at the last 2 innings, he has been looking very flawless despite that long bottom of the 3rd inning. He still got out of it unscathed, but then was able, again, to make another great rebound.
First pitch to Smith, a little dribbler. Lewis is going to make the play from the catcher's spot, throw down in time, and a very quick 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Steyer here in the 5th. And we'll head to the 6th inning. The Saints getting their bats back up there. They lead 3-1. Josh Cowden will lead things off for the Saints in the top of the 6th with a new pitcher. As the night will be done for Cody Adcock, it'll be Tobias Brotkin, the new pitcher for the Oaks. He'll get the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Saints. Cowden, Burden, and Cruz, who are combined 0 for 6 so far this game, trying to get something going here in the middle of the order. It'll be 3 lefty-lefty matchups. Cowden first, but swinging bat hop over Bobo's head at first and into right field. And Cowden roped that ball and took a wicked hop over Bobo's head. A leadoff single for the Saints.
That's a good way to start up the inning. You can see that the Saints, they are not done. They still want some more offensive production and want to keep it to try to see, can they make it a 3-run ball game, 4-run ball game? And right now there has just been so much going on, just like our reporter Gianna was saying, just has that playoff environment, especially with what happened in the last inning.
Brodkin's pitch, strike on Burden, 0-1. And we've seen the Saints line up many times this season. It could be a close game like this throughout the entire game. They just have that one inning where they explode for 6, 7 runs and really just pull away from the opposition. And you never know when that will happen, especially getting Adcock out of the game, one of the best pitchers in the CCL. We see a lot of lefties first out of the pen from the opposition teams, and it really doesn't matter against the Saints. Obviously a very hefty lefty lineup as Burden takes the ball 1-1. And it really makes no difference. The only 2 really consistent right-handed hitters we see in the lineup a lot in McMurray and Boning. (1-1) Burden hits that one towards right center. Call going over. It's going to be the center fielder Sandoval who makes the catch for out number 1.
Jack Burden gave that one a nice rip. Couldn't catch enough. Got slightly under the baseball. He had squared up on it, got it, and able to get it right in the middle of the baseball. That baseball would definitely be reaching the wall. No gloves, being able to make that grab.
And now stands in is the DH, Jake Cruz. He's 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. First pitch. Swinging, but tardy on the fastball, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Brodkin. Off-speed pitch. Cruz comes up empty again, 0-2. I like to see on this 0-2 count now with 2 strikes, Cruz really choke up and look to put the ball in play. He's gotten some big swings we've seen today, and he's come up empty a lot. Let's see if he can choke up a little bit, shorten his swing, and try to put this ball in play. He's got a big hole in between third and short and down the third base line, and he's got him picked off. Throw down to second, count in. They're going to call a balk. They said Brodkin balked, and Cowden's going to take second. And now here comes the head coach to talk to the home plate umpire. Brodkin had Cowden picked off, but the home plate umpire saw a balk. Cowden will take second.
It's been a very interesting baseball game today. Wow, we've seen, at the moment, only 1 balk. Still questionable about the first one. Well, we don't. It's very miraculous to see just 1 balk a game, but now we could have seen 2, and this has just been a very colorful baseball game.
Tough to swallow for the Oaks. Thought they had another out. Instead, puts runner in scoring position for the Saints, with still 1 out. Count remains 0-2 on Cruz.
I still think maybe even Cowden had a shot at stealing the bag there. He went on first movement, as you should, against Southpaws.
Cruz, another big swing in the dirt. Strikes out on 3 pitches for out number 2.
Jay Cruz just really trying to do too much in the box, going after pitches out of the zone. Got to slow down, take a deep breath, relax, and just try to stay within yourself. Don't try to stretch out the strike zone. This is a guy that he's got the power, he's got the numbers, hit above 300 with the Aztecs, and really just has to slow down. Hey, stay confident within yourself, only swing at stuff in the zone.
And that's one thing Saints fans and everyone has to remember, too, is he's just starting off. It's not like he's like all these other players in the middle of their season have been playing for a month and a half. He's just starting off, trying to get in the kick of things. A little bit of a slow start. Hopefully he can get going soon. This pitch now to Brandon Bonings inside, ball 1.
It's tough to be that new kid in the block as well. Trying to fit into a new team. You go from a Mountain West program, very successful, to going to summer ball. It's a tough task as a baseball player. You get accustomed to one environment, then in the summer you have to call a new place home for the next 2 months. Baseball players are a creature of habit.
Boney fouls that one back 1-1, and going to a team where you check the standings, this team's really good. So he's coming into this team with it has a lot of good players. It's not going to be they want to win, these players, not just having fun out there. Obviously you want to have fun, but they want to win. They're competitive, and to jump right into like a first-place team, and you want to obviously fit in right away, do well with them. Maybe, like you said, he's trying to do a little too much right now and needs to stay within himself and let things come to him. Let's see if he can do that moving forward. Nonetheless, he was out number 2. So 2 outs, 1 on second for Boning. 1-1 count. Fastball taken high, 2-1. We play inning number 6. Score of 3-1 for the Saints. Two 1 pitch. That's low, 3-1. Now Brodkin in danger. Walking Boning, bringing up Jackson Cobb, the man that's done it all for the Saints so far today. Solo home run and RBI single. Later came around to score. He's been involved in all 3 runs so far for the Saints. 3-1 pitch to Boning. That's fastball not even close, and Boning takes ball 4.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 1, Jackson.
That'll make Brandon Boning being able to get on 2 of his 3 plate appearances. And Boning really he's starting to figure things out, and I say he's figuring it out at the right moment, where the Saints, they're going to have a busy week this coming week. 6 games. Starting from Sunday, they have the day off Monday. Then it's a full stretch of baseball games for the Saints. Then they get August 1st to play and finish up against the Conejo Oaks. And I have to say, with how things are brewing here in this one, that game on August 1st is going to be that much more interesting.
Yeah, obviously it's the time of the year, even summer ball, we start looking at the standings, and every game matters. Opponents' games matters, and whether you're playing for a seeding or even the Oaks right now trying to get into the playoffs up in Lincoln, it could mean a lot, that game on August 1st. And it's 2-0 to Cobb.
Or by that time, maybe the Oaks will even play spoiler. We're not sure. The Barons were definitely trying to play spoiler on the Saints.
Both teams by that point could be playing spoiler. Maybe for the Saints, maybe they're already locked in their spot, and the Oaks are trying to get in, and the Saints could prevent them. Or like you said, the Oaks trying to knock them out, change the seating. There's a lot that can go down no matter where your position is. We talked about how tough the CCL is, this being the 5th game between these two sides, both winning 2 games. It's 3-0 to Cobb now. That one's fired in for a strike. 3-1. So a dangerous count here from Brodkin to Cobb. In danger of loading the bases for Connor Bradshaw.
Probably the guy you want to avoid the most, having the bases loaded, and you have a great hitter like Connor Bradshaw to be up with the bases loaded.
3-1. Cobb fouls it off and over the Oaks dugout. Now full count. Cowden at second and Boning at first will get a head start. Yeah, you mentioned the Saints. They play Santa Barbara tomorrow at Santa Barbara. Still play them 3 more times. Finish out the season. Cobb goes the other way again. Nice diving play over by third baseman Melhoff. Strong throw to first in the dirt. Got him by a step. Cobb doesn't like the call. What a play by Melhoff at third, and that was a very close play at first. But a game changer, possibly game-saving diving play there by Melhoff. Keeping the Oaks within the game, keeping it a 3-1 score. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th inning. Tommy Steyer back out there again, looking for his 6th inning of work. Had a very quick 1, 2, 3, 5th inning. Earned him another inning. He gets the 2, 3, and 4 guys in Carrillo, Gregory, and Sandoval. First pitch to Carrillo. The DH is in there for a strike, 0-1. Greg Malehall, the third baseman for the Oaks, made a heck of a play, robbing Jackson Cobb of his 3rd hit of the game and saving another RBI. Keeping the Oaks within 2. But the Oaks trying to solve Tommy Steyer. The 0-1's taken low, 1-1. They have 1 run on only 3 hits. And have not had a hit since 4th inning. That one's fouled back. Oh, and it got a piece of the home plate umpire who falls down to a knee.
It's the same thing that we saw on Wednesday at Compton. It's one of the most unfortunate things to see, seeing a foul ball or even a baseball getting tipped off of the glove of the catcher, hitting point blank on the mask of the home plate umpire. Yeah. You could see the training staff, coaching staff rushing to his attention here behind the plate.
Yeah, that definitely got him in the mask. You could hear it. And he immediately went down to a knee. Looks like he's going to get up and be all right, possibly. Trainers, coaches help him up. Obviously hope he's all right.
The first question that always brews when a situation like that happens with the home plate umpire, can he continue with the game? Will we need to drop one of the second or the first or even the third base umpire to potentially have to step in as the home plate umpire? And of course, the concussion protocols are in play as well, making sure that the home plate umpire can still continue on and still be able to call and manage the game.
And the CCL obviously already down an umpire than, say, professional Major League Baseball. Only 3 umpires out here. So would not like to lose one, especially in this type of game where there's a lot of arguments between the coaches and the umpires.
You're going to need as much umpires
Exactly.
to keep it as cool as possible. Have to extinguish the fire between these two ball clubs.
We'll take a short break and bring it back when this thing's ready to get going. on anyways. So for everyone listening, there will be a quick delay in the game right now as the home plate umpire took a foul ball right back off his mask, went down. They helped him get up and get over inside the Oaks dugout clubhouse, probably being treated right now. Another umpire, one of the on-base umpires, went to his car to get his gears. He'll get ready and take over behind the plate. We don't know the exact time on that. As he has not returned to the field, so at least be a little bit of a break as the Saints lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. And we are back after about a 10-minute break, 10-minute delay. Tommy Steyer retakes the mound. New home plate umpire, only 2 umpires now out there. And Austin Carrillo, who's leading off the inning, has a 1-2 count. And first pitch, he's going to foul off. That's going to be difficult coming in. Basically starting a new at-bat, but having a 1-2 count. As we're in the bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Saints lead. Jared Thompson, Alex Navejo with you at Cal Lutheran University at George Anderson Field. 1-2, pitch outside. Carrillo chased it. Steyer adds another K to his line. 1 out in the 6th.
And Tommy Steyer is still being consistent with attacking the strike zone, getting guys off balance, chasing, and trying to get them to open up the strike zone just a little bit more. And you know what? Steyer has had his fair share of delays today and is not being phased here at this start.
Steyer's retired 9 of his last 10 and has 1 out here in the 6th for Zach Gregory, whose tires struck out twice. Pitching the dirt ball 1. The Oaks left fielder's gone down swinging both times. The 1-0. Filthy pitch right there, 1-1. And that's got to be difficult, Alex, for a starter. Obviously, the break was only 10 minutes, not like a huge break, but when you're trying to stay loose, obviously, you've been out there for 6 innings, then having a 10-minute stop. That one's dribbled to first. McMurray gets it on the hop and touched the bag. 2 gone.
It is a very tough task to endure so many delays, and as a starting pitcher, you're so locked in, you're so mentally ready in this match, but then you have these delays that are just throwing off your tempo, throwing off your timing, but he is not fazed by anything that's been going on today, and he just continuously lighting it up on the mound and really trying to be the starting pitcher that has gone the longest start as a Saints starter.
Yeah, we haven't seen many starters go in the 6th inning, if any. And the first pitch, Raul Sandoval's fouled off 0-1. And honestly, the way Steyer's pitching, I doubt we'll see it, but he can easily go here in the 7th if he can get Sandoval quickly here. The last few innings have gone by really fast. He had the 2nd and 3rd inning where Steyer was out there throwing quite a lot of pitches, getting himself in jam. Sandoval hits that one well to center. Bradshaw sprinting to the right center. Gap's not going to get there. And one hops off the wall. Sandoval on his way to 2nd. Thinking about 3rd, he'll stop with a 2-out double, and that's Sandoval's 2nd hit of the game.
Not a pitch you want to throw being up 0-1. At that point, you want to start going with something with better location. Don't want to leave anything high up at the strike zone. Nothing chest high, letter high. Want to give something at least bottom half of the zone outside, something that's a little harder for them to go after. But it's a 2-out extra base hit there for Raul Sandoval, and the inning continues.
Yeah, maybe Steyer won't go out for the 7th inning. So 2 outs, runner on 2nd for Brendan Durfee, the catcher for the Oaks. Off-speed pitch right there for a strike, 0-1. We were talking about how difficult it is for Steyer after the break to get back here. How about this umpire that's been on the base paths, having to go get his gear, and now all of a sudden behind home plate?
Last minute, hey, it's a good thing you brought your catchers, your protection, the gear, to be able to be behind the plate at any given moment, and really has to lock in as far as his strike zone is concerned. Every umpire has their own distinct strike zone.
And that can make it more difficult for the hitters as Steyer misses with the fastball, as they had kind of getting familiar with that home plate umpire, what he liked, what he called, the outside, the inside pitches. And now they have a whole new one, as it's 1-1 now from Steyer. He fires in, it does not hit him. It's in the dirt, nearly hit Durfee, but it'll be 2-1. And as obviously we're hoping that the original home plate umpire is doing okay, getting checked on, as getting hit with a foul ball in your mask could not be fun.
No, that's very dangerous territory. Concussion protocols are definitely being taken place right now, wherever the CCL's protocols are, and we definitely hope and wish him a speedy recovery.
2-1's fouled back. It's 2-2. Steyer trying to make Durfee his last hitter of the game and put together a 6-inning great, fantastic outing. If we can just get dirt free. Steyer looking for his 7th strikeout of the game. Runner on second, 2 outs, the 2-2. And the dirt, he got him to chase. 7 strikeouts for Tommy Steyer as he gets through 6 with the Saints leading 3-1. We head to the 7th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Top of the order for the Saints here in the 7th inning. Connor Bradshaw to lead things off. He's 1 for 3. Had a single and a stolen base back in inning number 3 as Potkin's back out there firing strike 1 to the Saints leadoff hitter. Tobias Potkin gets Bradshaw with an ugly swing there, 0-2. Potkin faced 5 hitters last inning, let up a single, a walk, but got out of a jam, getting Cobb to ground out, and fantastic defensive play by Melhalf. That one's in the dirt. Bradshaw doesn't chase. It's 1-2.
Just like we were keeping an eye out on Tommy Steyer, another guy worth paying attention to is Tobias Potkin, as he was away for quite some time. He wasn't on the mound. He was sitting inside of the dugout, had his arm wrapped and making sure warm.
And he gets Bradshaw looking. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Bradshaw's down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight.
Very safe to say that both of these pitchers are still locked into this game. That delay is not affecting either one of them.
Yeah, and obviously the delay not being too long, only 10 minutes. These guys are young. They can handle it. Here's McMurray. An RBI single his last time up. He takes ball 1. The 1-0. That's low, 2-0. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error is the line score for the Saints. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Oaks. 2-0 to McMurray's a chopper to short. Naviak's got it. Strong throw to first. In the dirt, picked by Bobo for out number 2. That'll bring up Drew Cowley, Saint third baseman.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 21, Drew Cowley.
Cowley singled, walked, and struck out. First pitch to him is outside and low, ball 1. 1-0. Callie pops it up. Foul territory, and it's not going to be caught. Good effort by Milhoff. But he can't make the catch in foul territory, and it'll be 1-1 to Callie.
Milhoff trying to reciprocate that catch that Callie made in foul territory. That one was not an easy one, and you know what? Consider it some revenge that he was trying to put on him.
Yeah.
Milhoff was put away on a foul ball in foul territory, so he was trying to say, here's my shot to get back at Drew Callie.
The catch Callie made, that fantastic as was against Milhoff. Milhoff couldn't do the same, and don't want to give Callie second chances. 1-1, curveball up and in, 2-1.
And to be able to get a second life, another opportunity against Drew Callie, a guy that is hitting near 400, maybe not the guy you want to give a second chance to.
A little half-hearty swing there by Callie. Couldn't make contact. It's 2-2. Chris Stamos warming up now for Saints in the bullpen, still getting loose. That fastball gets Callie looking again. Second time, both times Callie not liking the call. We don't go back to the dugout. A good inning for Potkin. And we'll head 7th inning stretch time with the Saints winning 3-1. New pitcher for the Saints as we go to the bottom of the 7th. There'll be southpaw Chris Stamos taking the mound. He'll get the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Oaks. The Oaks, seems like the Saints have been outplaying the Oaks in this game. The Oaks only trail by 2. And Brendan Bobo leading things off. He had a sac fly. His first at-bat struck out his last time up. First pitch swinging and crushes that one to right. Will it stay fair? If it's fair, it's gone. It's a foul ball.
Wow.
Welcome to the ball game, Chris Stamos.
Wow, what a rude awakening there for that one. Bobo absolutely strikes that one like lightning, and he just took a nice long walk down the first base line for it to be a long strike.
Wow, Stamos came in and left a hanging curveball to start the game, his outing. And Bobo Just missing that. That one's outside for a ball, 1-1. That was crushed, and it just tailed foul. Bobo leads the team in homers. We know he has that home run swing. He's got 5 of them.
He's got that big first baseman's frame.
1-1, another big swing, but grounded foul, 1-2.
Well, Chris Stamos, he's coming into this game in his last 3 relief appearances, has not earned a run. The last time that he earned a run, you've got to go way back to June 22nd. Actually, let me correct myself. The last 5 relief appearances, 5, no earned runs.
Yeah, Stamos has been one of their better bullpen pieces. The Saints have had a lot of arms in that bullpen that they can rely on. Not a lot of lefty arms back there, and Stamos, one of those lefties that has proven to be really reliable. And to come in a game like this, only a 2-run game, and Bobo rips that one to right. Cowden coming in. Does he have a play on it? He does not. It gets by him. It's going to go to the wall. Bobo on his way to second. He's going to round second. He's going to come to third. The throw in is not going to be in time. It's a leadoff triple for Brennan Bobo.
Now, the big question is, did Josh Cowden make contact with the baseball when he was laying out? That is going to be a big question. Good effort there by Josh Cowden, but it's just one of those plays. It's do or die in a situation like that. You have to be 100% committed in a screaming line drive like Bobo just struck right now. But the smarter idea was keep it in front of you. You want to maintain the lead. Don't want to allow extra bases like that.
Absolutely. Like you said, in a 2-run game like this, a tight game as it is, do not, if you're going to die for that, you got to know you're going to get it. Cowden comes up empty and see if the Oaks can capitalize or if Stamos can get out of it. Naviak swings and misses 0-1. The Oaks stranded runners on second to third with nobody out back in inning number 3. Now, if you're the Saints, just tying runs at the plate for the Oaks. Got to focus on the hitter. The 7, 8, 9 guys now for the Oaks, Naviak, Milhoff, and Cull. You know, Cowden out there in right also battling the sun a little bit. Wonder if that had any impact on the line shot by Bubba. A ball hit hard. The 0-1 for Stamos, big breaking ball taken low, 1-1.
The sun is definitely going to play a factor. All of the right side of the field, they are all going to be affected by the sun. It is starting to set here in Thousand Oaks.
1-1. Quick slide step, and it's low, 2-1.
Temperature starting to drop as well. It's not like Pasadena where you're still working in 80-degree weather. It's starting to drop down to the 60s here.
Yeah, Alex, I might have to go to the sweatshirt soon. 2-1 from Stamos. Wind up and pitch. Naviak off the end of the bat's going to go to first. McMurray's going to field it. He's going to think about going home. He's going to throw home. Lewis with the tag. He got him. Heads up play by Jake McMurray. And Bobo's gunned down at the plate. And it remains a 2-run lead for the Saints.
Heads up defense by Jake McMurray. Earlier coming up with an RBI single. Now coming up with a huge 3-2 putout to put Brendan Bobo away. And as a base runner, doesn't matter if there's anything that's hit to the corners, safe to just stay put there at the bag.
Being honest, Alex, I don't know if McMurray had a chance. The ball hit off the end of the bat, not hit hard. And like you said, Bobo with nobody out, questionable decision to run home there. Does McMurray a good throw to the plate, and Lewis with a good tag. And the Saints get their first out. So now 1 out, runner on first for Milhoff, who's ahead in the count 1-0. That fastball is taken high, 2-0.
In a play like that, you never want to really risk it. You get the leadoff triple to end up being hosed there at the plate. So that's not an easy play for McMurray to make. He was making that throw on the run. It wasn't like he was set feet. It was, hey, I've got to gun it at home. I don't have time to set feet.
That fastball blown by Milhoff. It's 2-1. Stamos looking for a ground ball, possibly get out of the inning. That's a little low, 3-1. And it's funny how one play can change really a team's motive during the game. Peyton Lewis getting run on early in the first few innings. He gunned a guy down, and since then, the Oaks Little not sending runners as nearly as much. That one's hit out high out to left. Burden takes a few steps to his right, gets under it, and makes the routine catch for out number 2.
Definitely trying to play a bit safer baseball, and they definitely will after that 3-2 play by McMurray. Don't expect them to be running a whole lot. They're really going to try to use their at-bats as wisely as possible, along with the outs. They're going to try to use these outs as wisely as possible, because now it's coming down to just 10 outs here for the Oaks.
Absolutely, and here's Hunter Call.
Or pardon me, let me correct myself. 7 outs for the Oaks here.
7 outs indeed. Hunter Call represents the tying run. The Oaks right fielder, he's walked and he struck out. He takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Crazy sequence of events of the inning for first baseman Brendan Bobo, as this pitch from Stamos is fouled off 0-2. First pitch of the night from Stamos of the inning. He crushes one just foul. Later on in the at-bat, triples. Then gets thrown out of the plate trying to score on a ground ball. Very next batter.
Destroyed that baseball. Can't get over that first pitch, and he thought that he got a hold of it. He was enjoying it while he was enjoying his nice walk to first, but to be called foul.
0-2 curveball check swing. Did he go? He did. Lewis is going to have to throw it down to first. And it's a strong throw. Good job by Chris Stamos to work out of it. And some excellent defense once again from the Arroyo Seco Saints. Keeps their 2-run lead as we go to inning number 8. Pocken back out there for the 8th inning. Peyton Lewis leading things off. Curveball, big cut. Comes up empty, 0-1. Lewis, Cowden, and Burden due up for the Saints in the 8th inning. 3-1 lead. That's taken for a ball, 1-1. Pocken, this is his 9th hitter. He's coming in the game. He's faced each batter in the Saints lineup once. He's only allowed 1 hit. That was his first guy, and Josh Cowden. And this Alex from Potkin, as he winds and fires the 1-1 at the knees for a strike 1-2, is what I think's one of the most underrated parts of pitching. Is everyone loves the reliever that gets the save and the high leverage situations kind of things, but the guys that he's keeping the Oaks in the game, only a 2-run deficit. I think he's going to get overlooked. That one's low, 2-2. He'll get overlooked as many times they do. But these are very key innings, keeping them in the game, just giving him a chance. Because he comes out here, lets up 5 runs, game's pretty much over. There's no chance, but he's giving him a chance. And if the Oaks come back and win, Potkin's going to he should get a lot of credit for it.
It's all about the middle relief. It doesn't get a lot of attention that it deserves. Having dominant bullpen is just as important as having a dominant starting rotation. And just like you said it, these guys in middle relief, your setup man, and then your closer, these are the guys that are going to keep you in the ball game. It has been 3-1 in the last 2 innings that we've played here.
2-2 hanging curveball. Lewis would like to have that one back as he fouled it off. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And very easily. Bullpens will win you championships. It doesn't matter in what level, in Major League Baseball, and college baseball, and MILB, and summer baseball. The bullpen plays a crucial role in pitching.
Absolutely. The 2-2 to Lewis again, high fastball, full count. You look at every year Major League Baseball teams, you get around the trade deadline, as we are in Major League Baseball now, every team that's contending is looking for bullpen. You can always add to bullpen. It's one of the most important things in baseball, like you said, to get out of those situations to finish games. That 3-2 might have got a piece of Lewis. Nonetheless, it was ball 4. If not, Lewis gets hit by a pitch a lot this season. Might have took another there, and Saints get the leadoff guy on here in the 8th.
Going to add some more to the on-base position, or the on-base percentage there for Peyton Lewis. Was at least .469 in on-base percentage there for Peyton Lewis.
That brings up Cowden. Cowden squared the ball up a few times. He crushes that one to right. Back goes Call to the track to the wall. That ball's a goner. Josh Cowden with a 2-run shot. And the Saints extend the lead to 5-1.
Josh Cowden able to clean himself up there, able to undo what he did as far as that leadoff triple getting by him. Was 100% committed to the dive, but this time able to add 2 runs on the board to make it into a 4-run lead here for the Saints.
In all 4 at-bats today, Cowden has really squared the ball up. That one getting over the right center field fence for a 2-run blast. And Alex, just as I was talking about Potkin doing so well, allows a 2-run shot. Saints extend the lead to 5-1 now for Jack Burden. That was a shot.
That had no chance of staying in the ballpark. That ball was getting out of here in a hurry.
That one's high, 1-1 to Burden. Yeah, we talked earlier. Sometimes it's hard to read balls from where we're sitting, how far they might go. Sometimes it's tough to read off the bat. That one I pretty much knew right away. Burden fouls that one off. It's 1-2.
That one was a no-doubter. That just had the velocity, the height, all of the criterias of a home run. It had it all, and especially the loud contact by Cowden. He squared up on it nicely, was able to turn on the hips, and it got nothing but the sweet spot of the bat.
That slider's outside, 2-2. That was Cowden's 3rd home run of the season.
Trying to keep up with Connor Bradshaw. Bradshaw with 4.
Burden swings and misses. He goes down swinging for out number 1. 0 for 4 night for Jack Burden.
Now batting, the designated hitter number 24.
Just one of those tough nights for Jack Burden. This is a guy that always finds himself on, whether he reaches on an error or gets on with the fielder's choice. He definitely gets his money's worth when it comes down to at-bats and getting on base. But just one of those off days.
First pitch to Cruz is a check swing. And they checked down to the first base umpire on a lefty hitter because they have no other umpire, and he said he went. And it's strike 1 to Cruz.
And being short of an umpire, those check swings are going to be a little tougher to gauge.
Another half-hearted swing by Cruz. And he's just having a tough day at the plate right now.
Just struggling to see the baseball. The baseball looks like a golf ball right about now, maybe even a marble there for Cruz. He's got to just relax there at the plate and just stay within himself.
The 0-2, he fouls it off. He's in danger of the old hat trick. 3 strikeouts. Like I said last in stands in Connor Bradshaw with 2 outs, runner on second after the RBI double from Cobb. As he takes ball 1-1-0. That pitch on the inside corner just misses. 2-0 now. Misses, and 3 straight balls. The newly entered southpaw, Jacob Flores. Flores coming in for Tobias Potkin, and so far Flores can't throw a strike. 3-0 to Bradshaw. There's one, 3-1. Bradshaw, the 7th hitter of the inning for the Saints. 3 hits, a home run and 2 doubles. 3-1, Bradshaw rips that one up the middle, base hit. They're going to wave Cobb. And Sandoval's not going to throw. Cobb will score easily. And Connor Bradshaw with an RBI single. The Saints, as I mentioned before, prone to the big innings. Starting to pour it on here. It's a 7-1 lead.
And pouring it on where it matters most, close to the end of the ball game. The Saints so far with a big 4 spot here in the inning. And we talked about it early on in the broadcast, just how talented these Saints hitters are. And if you take a look at it, 2 outs on the board right now, continuously attacking through the full 3 outs, especially when they have 2.
First pitch, McMurray's a chopper. Nice play over there at third base. And the throw is made by Melhoff to Bobo to retire the side. But the Saints strike big. 4 runs in the top of the 8th. Gives themselves a 6-run cushion. Only 6 outs away from getting back in the win column. Game just over 3 hours. There's a strike from Hannon. The Oaks got it started in the bottom of the 2nd with a run. An RBI sac fly from Brendan Bobo. Since then, it's been all Saints. Jacob Flores back on the mound for the Oaks. First pitch to Drew Cali, who leads things off and rips one down the third base line into left. And Cali with the first pitch, leadoff single here in the ninth.
Good idea there for Drew Cali. Sometimes that first pitch is going to be the juiciest one that you're going to get in your at-bat, and went after it and wasted no time.
The catcher, number 11, Peyton Lewis.
That'll bring up Peyton Lewis. That single from Cali was the 12th hit of the game for the Saints. Peyton Lewis not one of them, but he did get hit by the pitch. Came around to score on the Cowden homer his last time up. He takes ball one. To 1-0, and there for a strike, 1-1. One from Flores. Low 2-1. That was Cali's second hit of the game. Another two-hit performance for him. Lewis a big cut. Fouls it off 2-2. Top of inning number 9. Saints lead 7-1. Looking to get their 19th victory of the season and 15th in league play. Pitch hung a little bit. Lewis fouls it off as he's out in front. Cowden's going to get first. A drop third strike allows Cowden to take first, and that'll bring up Burden.
Cowden going down on strikes, but able to get on at first. It was a pitch that he swung at that was in the dirt, but the new catcher, Cody Solak, couldn't maintain control of it. That baseball would go to the backstop, but by the time he got to the baseball, Cowden has already taken his lead over at first.
Here's Burden, takes fastball inside, ball one. Burden, one of the few not to join the hit parade, 0 for 4, including 2 strikeouts.
He's definitely being invited to the party, but unfortunately he's not being able to go.
That one's in the dirt too now.
It's been both Burden and Cruz that haven't been able to get on base.
Yeah, combined 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. But the rest of the lineup have picked him up, including 12 hits, resulting in 7 runs, and it's now 3-0 to Burden.
Looking like he is finding the invite. He may have lost it in his car, just trying to look for it somewhere where he can join the on-base party.
3-0, he's swinging, he got the green light. Fouled it back, 3-1.
That was a pitch chest high, maybe not one that you should have swung at, maybe looking like ball 4.
Yeah, it was a little high, but, you know, his hitters, he might have been swinging at that pitch no matter what. 3-0. Swings at that one, hits it hard. Nice play by Smith at second. Throw to first is in time to retire Burden. For the Saints, getting another win. They're up 7-1 going to the bottom of the ninth. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.
The shortstop, number 3, JT.
New pitcher for the Saints to finish it off. 3 outs away will be Rashad Ruff, one of the newcomers for the Arroyo Seco Saints. He'll get the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. JT Naviak's first guy, and it's ball 1 from Ruff. And that one by Navax crushed to left. Back goes Bird into the track to the wall. That ball's a goner. JT Navac with a solo shot to lead off the bottom of the ninth. Then it's a 7-2 game.
Was able to find some lumber on that baseball, and it flew out of here. This
Strike 0-2.
That curveball may have had enough rotation to be able to spin out of the glove of Peyton Lewis.
Yeah, man, Lewis couldn't catch it, but it was right there for a strike.
Had that nice curveball spin to it.
See if he goes to the fastball or back to the curveball 0-2. It's the fastball, and it misses 1-2. Curveball. Wonder if that fastball away sets up ball. Back foot breaking ball, the 1-2. It's in the dirt, check swing. He didn't go, it'll be 2-2. Saints 2 outs away. It's 2-2. And that misses low. It's full count, 3-2.
Now here with the full count, I will say, if you have enough confidence, throw the curveball once again. It got you a pitch in the inside corner to get it for a called strike. I would definitely try to toss it again.
3-2. It's the fastball blown by him. Back-to-back strikeouts are rough, and the Saints are 1 out away of getting the victory.
Able to get back-to-back Ks in this relief appearance, and you know what? The guys love it.
That'll bring up Grant Smith, the leadoff man. These teams will meet one more time this season on August 1st. His first pitch to Smith is swung on a miss by Ruff 0-1. Oh, 1 right there, 0-2. And a great job by Ruff, allowing the solo home run to really bounce back. And looking to strike out the side now. The wind up and the pitch. Skips a couple feet for Lewis. It's 1-2. One-two. Fastball blown by him. And the Saints win by a score of 7-2 over the Oaks. The Saints back in the win column. Great outing from Tommy Steyer. The win column bouncing back after the loss yesterday. What are some of your takeaways?
Going 6 innings, striking out 7, 1 walk, 4 base hits, and 1 earned run. He is by far easily the winning pitcher today. No doubt about it. Losing pitcher has to go to the starter, Cody Adcock, going 5 innings, 5 Ks, 1 walk, 6 hits, and 3 earned runs. Tommy Steyer pitched the lights out despite the 1 earned run that he gave up in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Steyer, the starting pitcher that has thrown the most innings as a starter with the Saints, and he just continues to toss masterpieces here in this game. And once again, the Saints just hitting with intensity in the ballgame. The later this ballgame went, the better the team went. They got a 2 spot in the 5th. They got a 3 spot in the 8th. And these guys just continued to hit, didn't give up until the last out was made. And that's what it's all about, keeping the intensity, especially with 2 outs. Continuously making damage and just cashing in runs. And that's exactly how you want to play if you're the Saints.
The Saints finished with 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. For the Oaks, 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The win goes to Tommy Steyer. The first loss of the season for Cody Adcock. Saints improved to 19-10, 15-7 in league play, and will play tomorrow night at Santa Barbara. For the Oaks, they play Blues. For Alex Naveja and the entire Arroyo Seco Saint intern staff, I'm Jared Thompson. Thank you for listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.